I just want to go over what's called the workers' compensation experience rating form. It can look a little overwhelming in the beginning, but let me break it down to its component parts. We've got the kind of the identifying portion, the upper, 25%. We've got the middle, maybe two-thirds, broken down into policy years, the three policy years that are being examined. And then we've got these columns: class code, payroll, expected loss rate, expected losses, something called the D ratio, expected primary losses, expected excess losses, and then we have, the actual claims. We've got the claim types, 1 through 8, an indication whether they're open or closed, and then actual losses, and then actual primary losses. So, what actually happened, and then the expected losses that the carrier and Work Comp Insurance Rating Bureau anticipated based on the size and type of organization. And then down here is the final calculation and your XMOD score, essentially. So if we break down each column, we've got the class code, and let's look at 8017. We've got $669,813 of payroll, something called a expected loss rate. So that's just basically a metric of cost per 100 payroll, in this case, $1.50 per 100 payroll. So if we took that 669,000, divided it by 100, multiplied it by $1.50, we've come up with what is called expected losses for that particular class code for that policy year that the Work Comp Insurance Rating Bureau thought would be, par or average or expected. And then if we multiply 10,047 by something called a D ratio, it allows us to split out the anticipated primary losses and the anticipated excess losses. And then we can kind of compare that to what actually happened. So, it allows, kind of a transparent document so the employer can see the calculations and the underlying data. It also is a way of maybe just reinforcing the fact that safety is important because, the more primary losses we have, the more that your XMOD is negatively impacted and compare it to kind of the excess claims. So there's something called primary threshold, and that's calculated by the Work Comp Insurance Rating Bureau. In this case, $27,000 of each claim is going to fall into that primary claim threshold. So if they only had one claim over the course of a policy year of, let's say, $30,000, $27,000 would be allocated toward primary. And again, those are really negatively impactful on the EMOD, and $3,000 would be allocated toward excess. So I just want to give you a sense of the component parts of the mod worksheet and how, eventually you do get a mod, and how, that is calculated and the reason for the form and what you can derive from it.